pretty good at skiing big mountain stuff. I do a fair amount of backcountry, and you know, you get to the top of some of those mountains, and it's like standing on the edge of a table and seeing the floor, and then you don't see anything in between for 1,000 feet. So it was a different experience, and it was a lot of fun. And it's really cool this year that Warren Miller is partnering with the Climate Reality Project and I Am Pro Snow. And I just got back from Seoul in Austria, where we had our first race. It's on a glacier, and I've been going there for the last 8 years. And it's pretty crazy to see how much that glacier's receded. And you know, 2 years ago we were training on a T-bar that you can't ski on now because it's a cliff underneath where the glacier used to be. So it's something that's really affecting the ski industry and affecting us all. So with that, I'd like to introduce the former Vice President of the United States, Mr. Al Gore, the founder of the Reality Project.
Movie this year. It always is. This is maybe the best yet, and there's more to come. I'm going to say just a few words and then introduce the second half of this movie this year. But I do want to thank Ted Ligety for partnering with us. He is one of the climate ambassadors that is joining up with the I Am Pro Snow campaign of the Climate Reality Project, and I want to acknowledge who is from right here in Colorado and who's the president and CEO of the Climate Reality Project, and all of the staff who are here, and friends up, Rob Schuham, who's been kind of an intermediary on this. And I want to thank Max Birdie. What a fantastic job Warren Miller Entertainment does with these films. Max, you and your team do a terrific job. And I also want to pay tribute to the veterans of the 10th Mountain Division. That was a very moving bit of film. My friend Bob Dole was a member of that division years and years ago. And in addition to Ted Ligety, I want to give a special shout out to Doug Stout, who was up here before. He is also a climate ambassador, and Doug was with us just 2 days ago. We did the 24 hours of reality global telecast, and it was a big success. And Doug, thank you very much. Also Julian Carr and Chris Anthony, who's been our MC among his many other talents. Also Kaylin Richardson was with us in New York City also. So thank you all for hearing a few words on this. We first started working with Warren Miller on this project because we started hearing from them about the change in conditions, the variability during the season, the loss of the snowpack overall. You know, you'll get warming up, and then you get that surface hoar or the ball-bearing layer, and it doesn't go away until the whole thing, until summer comes. And there are lots of other signs of it, and you'll see some in the second half of this movie. We've seen these impacts on snow because it's getting warmer, and we're putting 90 million tons of this global warming pollution that traps all this heat. And remember this, there is a connection between less snow and the fires in Colorado Springs and Boulder and across Colorado and across the West this year, this past summer, and for the last several summers. There's also a connection to Hurricane Sandy that just was so devastating to New York and New Jersey. 65% of our country has been in drought this year. And you go around the world to Pakistan and Russia and Australia, it's happening everywhere. Now, we got to do something about it, and a lot of the politicians are scared of big oil and big coal. I would like to think that all of the skiers and snowboarders together can make up big snow and put some counter pressure on this and say, we really have to do something about this. We call it dirty weather. Dirty weather is created by dirty energy. It traps heat, that puts a lot more water vapor up, you get stronger winds, and of course the temperatures, of course, melt the snow. Now, one other thing I'd like to say about it is that a lot of people hear the scientists, you know, and they understand that a lot of the greatest scientists in the world are in Boulder and in Colorado. In fact, the National Snow and Ice Data Center is there. A lot of the renewable energy work is done right here in this state. But a lot of folks, they'll listen to the scientists and they'll see the evidence, and it just kind of seems a little abstract. But when you experience it personally in a visceral way, and you go back to mountains where you see the change in the snowpack, that's a way to make a personal connection with it. Now, finally, when I say we've got to do something about it, it is hard. But it would be a whole lot harder not to do something about it, because the same scientists that accurately predicted events like Hurricane Sandy and the fires and the droughts and the pine beetles wrecking the forests and the evergreen trees that are such a beautiful part of Colorado and the Mountain West, those same scientists are looking into the future, and they're saying, hey, if we don't act, if we don't stop putting all this global warming pollution up there, it's going to get a whole lot worse. But we can do something about it. We can make up our minds to make a change. And I was thinking, listening in the first half of this movie to some of these amazing skiers who were, you know, they're the best in the world, and they look down these mountains and even they think, oh man, how am I going to do this? Well, that feeling that many of you have experienced, looking down thinking, am I really here? Am I really going to be able to do this? And then there comes a moment, I heard them say, okay, 10 seconds, and then they do the countdown, and then off they go. Well, that's kind of where we are as a country. We look at this challenge that's ahead of us, and a lot of folks say, can we do this? Hell yeah, we can do this. Let's do it. I'm pro-snow. Thank you.
Thank you.